so aggressive on the Kai'Sa pick. Maybe get some bans onto that one. But otherwise, just really, really clean. And it started so early as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this could be the season where we see Ruler take another Worlds title with, or this could be the year where he takes another Worlds title with a different support here in Life. They work so well together, and it feels like the synergy just gets better and better as this season goes on. His Jarvan in particular has been fantastic to set up some of these late game AD carries. The Vayne even we saw from him, he's popping off. His Life had a really explosive start to this second game, but things started to fall apart a little bit around some of these Drake fights in the mid game. We're going to kind of skip ahead. No.
Yep. That is sort of how the support Jarvan works. He's not fantastic at transitioning into late game because often you do want to be a little bit more tanky, but you don't really have that option if you're a flag bot. So I think he was able to get Cataclysms in really good positions, always utilizing the Zhonyas effectively, so I don't mind it. Rascal was gigantic this game though, really able to help create so much space for Ruler, who was basically doing whatever he wanted in this game.
Every single champion that wasn't the Kai'Sa had both engage and peel for the Kai'Sa to just carry this game. And then he bought the QSS, he took cleanse. I mean, I don't know how much more we can't really overstate how perfect this composition is for Gen G in the late game. There's all those moments where he's positioned himself so well that he actually doesn't even cleanse the gold card. He doesn't care. Then he goes ahead and Killer Instincts in here into the middle of the fight because he's like, all right, well, the danger is over. Look at how many people are in front of him to make sure that he can't die. And by the time their health bars are low, he doesn't need anybody to be in front of him. He's actually just going to get the last parts of these kills. No fear for this AD carry player's complete trust in his team. And what a phenomenal late game this was. I mean, this was a really big showcasing of how much this unchanged roster of Gen G is well coordinated together. Their communication is good. Their shot calling is on point. And you love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, this was a bit of a whoopsie in this particular moment, but what they were doing was baiting Liiv Sandbox into that Baron play so that they could make Ruler look extra cool alongside BDD. So don't look at this thinking that Liiv Sandbox won a fight, because this happens immediately afterwards, and they knew that Liiv Sandbox were going to walk into it.
I mean, it's so perfect too. God. Like, this is some of those on-the-fly decisions where, you know, BDD didn't use his ult in the last fight. They end up losing the fight, but the two most important players survive, BDD and Ruler. And it's an instant call, like, oh, they think they can Baron. They're all still low from that last fight. I still have my Emperor's Divide. I didn't use it, you know, which caused some problems, but let's actually turn this around. Really good decision-making on the fly, and such perfect execution.
Yeah, and this Twisted Fate composition basically couldn't do anything after the first few minutes, right? We've seen so many of these Twisted Fate comps just get out of control because you can play the map so much more comfortably. We even saw Cloud9 doing that earlier today, very earlier today, I guess yesterday for a lot of us. But, you know, the way they utilized it in that Game 5 was also absolutely fantastic. And it just wasn't on the table for Liiv Sandbox because they had to play by Gen G's rules.
I mean, look at the damage output for Ruler and for BDD. BDD actually out-damages Ruler, if you can believe that. Like, I had to, like, rub my eyes for a second.